Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Choices Life Coaching. Hope that everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a really nice day today, so hope that you guys got a chance to go outside and do something with all this rain. A tree fell down, like two trees fell down in front of my building. Oh my God! And I'm saying to myself, thank God I moved my car at the time when I did, because and thank God that it didn't fall on anybody's car. So, and thank God that nobody got hurt. And just thank God that everybody is safe and people's property and their cars are safe. And my car is safe. And, well, today's topic of discussion is the preparation of experience. Okay, we're going to take an in-depth look at preparation. Preparation is the most valuable for those whose preparation is taking place outside of their area of calling. When a farmer who lived in the same town as all of his fields of when a farmer lives in the same town all his life, and then he feels called to the mission field, or a stay-at-home mom returns to the working world, or a businesswoman feels an urge to move into ministry, they struggle to feel, they feel inadequate. Good afternoon, Timothy, Willie, Thaddeus. Good afternoon. Adequate. They feel a little inadequate for what their hearts yearn to do. The classic biblical example of outside preparation is Joseph, and everybody's heard the story of Joseph. After a whirlwind shower, a good shave, maybe like for the first time in years, and cleaning the dirt from under his fingernails, he was hustled out of the dungeon to stand in front of the king of Egypt. If you look only at his job experience to that point, he would have seemed totally unprepared for that moment. But his character and wisdom were so evident that Pharaoh instantly trusted him and gave him the reins of the Egyptian economy. How did Joseph gain the confidence and security to move directly from the gutter of society into his call as a national leader? The secret of this preparation is more of an inward growth than acquiring skills and credentials. Most of Joseph's outward preparation, learning a language, becoming a good manager, mastering Egyptian customs, happened in Potiphar's house, and the incident with Potiphar's wife that sent him to prison marked his graduation for an initial season of inward preparation and the beginning of an intensive season of inward work. Outwardly, he was demoted like Moses. When I say demoted, outwardly he may have lost his job, or he didn't get a raise, or he went from a captain to a corporal. A demotion is a demotion to a much lower position than he had before. Inwardly, he was right on course and grew by leaps and bounds in humility, trust, and dependence on God. Confidently functioning in your call is ultimately more about dependence on God to come through in the clutch than it is about your own credentials and contacts. And leaders like Joseph, who have large callings, go through major shaking and stripping and experiences early in life. Being falsely accused, working under an abusive leader, or suddenly finding yourself leading in the midst of an organizational meltdown, or a pandemic, or a race riot. You understand? you, we can use any kind of example, or suddenly finding yourself leading in the midst of an organizational meltdown often indicates that God has tapped that person for great influence. Okay, that counterintuitive insight can be a lifesaver for a young leader in crisis. So how do you help everyday people make those Joseph connections between preparation and purpose? Here's an example. Now, let's say a stay-at-home mom is getting ready to go back into the workforce. Okay, going back and getting a master's degree or getting an education, that's an exciting dream, and most people think that'll be a great fit for that person or for anyone that has been out of the workforce and is trying to go back into the workforce. First of all, you have to be prepared. Like, take some classes, prepare yourself, and get ready for what it is that you would like to be doing. Now, you have to ask yourself several questions. One is, what have you experienced? Two, how are these experiences valuable, and how do those experiences give you practical skills for what you are called to do? How does these experiences or your life experiences, what has it prepared you to do? How have those experiences given you the character that you need to reach your own destiny? Hola, Elitrio. So when you get a chance, ask yourself these questions. And the final 4 questions is especially important in the preparation stage, and for the outside areas that outside of your calling, because when God is preparing you, trust me, things is going on inside of you and things are going on outside of you. And when it comes to your character, calling is all about preparation and character. Calling is about serving God for the good of other people. Preparation to serve others is not just a function of skills, skills. You have to become the kind of person that you will be able to find your target audience, people that will look to you, people that wants to hear what it is that you have to say, people who will sign up for your coaching practice, people who will purchase whatever it is that if you're in business, that would utilize your services. Okay, so you can have all the right answers and the best educational credentials, but if no one is listening, you won't have any influence. And that is something that I'll discuss at another time. Another way of putting the truth is that the skills channel character. Okay, the internal content of what people perceive when you serve them in Christ Jesus, or you serve them as unto God, is that God is within you, God is within them, and the act of service is just the channel for it. Okay, the true power of service is not that you fixed my roof, or that you fixed the plumbing, or that you put the door on the hinges, or I served you a decent meal. Okay, the true act of service is that you are serving them as unto God, and the act of service is just the channel for it. The true power of service is not that you fixed my roof when I was in the hospital, although it is certainly valuable. It's that someone actually cared enough about me to love me in a practical way, and so I received the heart of Christ through Jesus. Okay, the better your outward skills. The more people are impacted by the heart behind what it is that you do. So if you have great leadership skills, but you are primarily motivated by a deep need for approval and an ambition to be famous, or the lasting impact of even the good things that you do, those things will be the damage and disappointment caused by the mixed motives. And I always say, what is your motivation? You understand what is motivating you to do what it is that you do? Some leaders will stand before God in the last day, and every man or woman have to answer for themselves. Lord, didn't we build you this great ministry in your name and give lots of money to people and to the cause or to help many people? And Jesus will reply to them, that was really all about you. It had nothing to do with them, and I didn't have anything to do with that. You understand? Ministry takes Jesus incarnate in you and channels the embodiment through your skills, strength, and abilities to other people. Ministry is something that you are, and that comes out through what? And that comes out through the things that you do. Because the heart is such an important part of representing God in the world, much of the leader's preparation involvements embodying him in characteristics and qualities like dependence, trust, humility, love, and GRACE. A lot of people misunderstand what grace means, but GRACE means God's undeserved favor. A lot of people think, oh my God, I deserve this and I deserve that. But if God is blessing you and giving you things and doing things for you and preparing the way and opening doors of opportunity, that's the favor of God. So every time that you make a prayer or you ask God for something, say, Father God, give me favor today. Okay? But since most of us don't understand that, people think of the preparation phase almost exclusively in the terms of their SKILLS credentials and their work experience, refraining life experience around character preparation, and all of these can lead to a huge breakthrough. Now, so what should the preparation discovery plan look like? A first good step is take inventory of what your clients have experienced in the preparation resume. This is a straightforward reflection exercise that doesn't require a lot of preamble, okay, or say preamble. Most people can list educational credentials or relevant experience without much help. When a person is being prepared inside their area of calling, the preparation experiences make much more sense at that time. Okay, so the connections to destiny are easy to make. Now, the internal preparation resume is a bit more difficult, discussing the place of a character in preparation first, and once you take inventory, spend some time discussing these things and these characters and your inward preparation. Where do you feel confident in your resume? Where don't you feel confident in your resume? Where are the HOLES in your resume? Take a look at your resume, and then are there any blank areas? Where do you feel a need for further development? What patterns or skills or character development are apparent? What does that resume say about you, and what it is that God is preparing you to do. So, do your life experiences make sense to you or as specific preparation for your purpose? For the preparation resume, the next step is often to create practical strategies of filling in the holes, HOLES, in a person's resume. Outside preparation can easily be adapted to this chore. Take internal preparation a step further, like life messages, exercises. Put those characteristics and qualities in terms of the messages that God has planted in an individual through their experiences. Navigate preparation, supplements, and these are for when someone takes a look at your resume. So we're doing a life resume for people who have trouble seeing their failures and reverses as part of the preparation phase. Never think that when you have failed at something that it is like the end all of anything. It is just a preparation phase. I think, was it Thomas Edison, when he invented the light bulb, he made 1,000 different mistakes, and then 1,001 he actually did what? Ta-da! Eureka! We have the light bulb, okay? So remember that when you make the connection, okay, between the preparation and destiny, they have to have some sense of what that destiny is. That means that the area of preparation is generally not the best place to start, like life purpose discovery process. Do some work and design with and passion before you tackle this area. Find out what your passion is, okay? And I did a teaching on that. You can look up the video and look at the video. It is design and passion. And before you tackle that area, navigate the preparation experiences. Now, in your example, you have to think of, it is actually most common that a negative preparation when you aren't working on a destiny at all. In this life, every client and every person will have challenges, okay? Refraining from difficult experiences as destiny preparation is a powerful tool that helps the clients engage in adverse circumstances as part of God's plan instead of as a punishment or an act of evil. Don't look at it like that, okay? Negative circumstances are challenges that challenge your character, challenge your morals, challenge your value system, okay? Now, with the negative preparation, it's about perspective adjustment, and it's just a mind shift and mindfulness in your thought process. When times are tough, it is easy to lose sight of how God causes all things to work together for your good, okay? So you have to remember that those who are called according to God's will and purposes, meaning everything in life works to prepare us for God's calling, okay? Help the people around you to regain their perspective by inviting them to consider God's purposes in the situation. Okay, believe that the circumstance is part of God's destiny preparation. Create an invitation that allows the clients to reframe, or that person to reframe their idea around that particular idea that they've come up with, or that dream or that vision that they would like to do. Okay, what if God is in this? How does this situation prepare you for your destiny role? How does God want you to meet the transformation in the midst of this? Like in the midst of COVID-19, in the midst of a financial challenge, in the midst of a relationship issue, in the midst of fear, doubt, and anxiety, anxiety, in the midst of insecurities, in the midst of I don't think I'm good enough, in the midst of is this the right time to be doing this? Let's say that God sent this situation because it was exactly what you needed to prepare for your destiny. If that were true, what would he be doing? Okay? Why is God sending you this kind of experience at this particular time in your life? And how can you prepare for the calling that God has prepared you to do? Good afternoon, Pearl. Okay, sometimes just a person's calling, task, or an audience with their circumstances can help people see the connection. Okay, there is a connection. See your extended illness as you feeling either left out or overlooked, but also know that your desire to reach people that are on the fringes of society who feel unloved, and there's so many people out there that doesn't feel loved or feels lonely. Is there a connection there? Why is God putting you in the same boat as these people that you would like to reach? Always remind yourself that everything that your life experiences has taught you is preparing you for what it is that God is calling you to do. So, if you're going to work in a hospital, you're going to be around sick people. That, take that as Jesus took that as a ministry. How might you apply this situation to your life calling? Usually at some point in a leader's development, God will call either her or him in an unjust situation, or have him or her function under unhealthy authority. What do you think that God's purpose in having you here right now in that particular situation? Have you ever worked for somebody and you're saying to myself, oh my God, I know a lot more than than your current manager or supervisor, or they're just like mean and they're like a taskmaster or something. You ever had, but God puts us under authority of all different types of people, circumstances, and situations to do what? To build our character. Okay, to build our character, give us strength within. You understand? To check those negative attitudes. And the best perspective questions come from an understanding that the principles of how God developed leaders. Below are a few examples that, well, not below, so here are a few examples of the preparation principles that occur often in the lives of developing leaders. Okay, now everyone is a leader and everyone has influence. Always remember that. Okay, now God will take you through experiences that help you to identify with those who are called to serve. For instance, if you are called to minister to the grieving, you understand your own grief and life experiences will prepare you for that task. Okay, many of our experiences build the faith and fortitude and strengthen those spiritual muscles that you'll need to succeed in your calling. Dealing with the annoying people in your office builds the skills and character to deal with human needs on a larger scale. Okay, failure is good preparation as success. If your calling involves revitalizing dying organizations, what better preparation than to be part of an organization that dies, or better yet, to lead one? Often God has to exercise a lesser love in your life to make room for you to embrace his greater purpose. Okay, Having your company go belly up is an excellent way to become detached from pursuing material things, okay? Have you ever heard of like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates and people? These people have built multi-million dollar organizations, and when they first tried, what happened to them? Nothing. They failed at it, okay? And then they tried again, and then they tried again. Oprah was an anchor woman, and she signed up to be an anchor woman, and they fired her. Why? Because she would cry with the people until she ended up with her own talk show, and now everybody knows her, and she's a billionaire. And you understand? So don't be afraid of failure. Failure is a teaching tool. Failure is something that is preparing you for the next thing. So the next thing, even when you start in life, okay, that always remember that we make mistakes, but ask yourself this one question: what am I learning from this? What am I learning from this situation? Okay? Your place of power in ministry is where God has most deeply dealt with your character, because that's where Christ is most fully incarnate in you. Now, I love Billy Porter. Love Billy Porter, love Billy Porter. I love Billy Porter. But nobody knows what Billy Porter went through before Billy Porter became Billy Porter. You understand? And he had a rough time for many years until he became famous, okay? So, for instance, if you're called to teach leadership skills, expect God to put your own leadership under the microscope and hold you to an unfairly high standard compared to other people. Now, when God deals with a leader, everyone who serves under that person also gets dealt with as well. And this adversity may be primarily about someone else's preparation. Are you willing to pay the price for their destiny? Often God has to exercise that lesser love in our life to make room for the big thing. Okay, look at Brad Pitt. Now, today, is it at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock? They're doing the life of Mr. John Lewis. Look at all the crap that he went through. You understand? As Martin Luther King's right-hand man, they beat him up, they put him in jail, and everything. They did so many things to him. Now look. You understand? He lived a full life, okay? We're going to look at Mr. Tyler Perry. Look at Tyler Perry. When he first started out, ain't nobody knew who Medea was. Hello? Okay, nobody knew who Medea was. He invested his money, rented all of this, like the studios and the theaters, and sold all these tickets, and he thought like 1,200 people was going to show up, and nobody showed up. And then, and this happened to him like several times. So don't ever think that by making a mistake or something that you've tried for the first time, that you understand that you're failing at it. You're not, okay? You are still in the training cycle, okay? And God often gives leaders a glimpse of their call early in life, okay? What is it that God has shown you as a young man or young woman when you were younger, okay? But there is a long season of inward preparation and relative obscurity before they emerge into that calling, okay? So God will not allow you to enter your call from a place of security. Ha ha, what did you think? I was going to say insecurity? God will not allow you to enter your calling from a place of security where all your needs are met and look, all the ducks are lined up in a row, okay? Your destiny will require faith in God's provision, okay? And I'll say that again. faith in God's provision. Big leadership challenges early in life can be an indicator of a large sphere of calling. Graduating successfully from a certain stage of your preparation is usually marked by the removal from that sphere of facing a larger challenge. Endings. When something is over with, don't think that it's the final. It's not like this basketball 7 series tournament, the playoffs and everything like that. If you lose the first game, don't worry, you still have 6 more games to play? Okay, so graduating successfully from a certain stage in your preparation is usually marked by the removal that the sphere is facing a larger challenge. Ending doesn't mean that you failed. God wouldn't give it to you if he didn't think you were ready for it. Okay, so whatever it is that God is preparing you to do, okay, God knows when to give you what it is that you're supposed to get. Okay, so a wilderness season is a mark of special affection from God. Have you ever felt that you have been in the wilderness of your life? Look at Jesus in his trip after John the Baptist baptized him, and then he went into the desert and was tested, right? And then look at Moses and his wilderness experience, okay? Then look at Joseph. All of these is the preparation phase. Look at the pandemic. I can't wait to see what happens after the pandemic, how humanity is definitely going to be changed, but I would love to see what I will become, what my friends will become, people that I've been communicating with during the pandemic, because we're all coming out of this wilderness season at a different person. Hopefully a better person, with living a life on purpose and with intention. Okay, so this is where God leads us into the desert to draw us into a deeper intimacy with him. Okay, so don't ever think that, oh my gosh, I've been in this desert experience. How long am I going to be in the desert? I don't even ask God that anymore. I don't ask God when anymore, and I don't ask God who, and I don't ask God why. I'm just like, give me enough peace for today. Give me enough grace for today. Okay? Now, when we look at our credentials, degrees, certification, education, awards, and other recognized qualifications, accomplishments. What are your best accomplishments? This is for your preparation resume. What are your best accomplishments at work, in the volunteer field, at home? Now, you may need to prompt yourself in the experience of your own accomplishments, because most people, when they don't know how to write about themselves, and most people don't know how to say, well, I've done this, that, and the other thing. When I had to sit down and write my own resume, I couldn't remember half the stuff that I have accomplished. They was like, well, what are you doing? Well, right now I'm just a phlebotomist. But God was looking at my entire life experience in order to prepare me to be a coach, as a life coach. So look at your work and life experiences. What major things have you experienced in life? What roles have you filled and occupied? What does your experience equip you to do, understand, or communicate to others? When it comes to network and favor, who knows who? Who do you know, okay? And where do you have favor or opportunity in your certain relationships, okay? Then let's look at Mr. Brad Pitt. He's going to be on the show tonight, okay? Brad Pitt, when he first started, he was like this... Well, damn, I might as well say it. He was just good out the gate. I guess because everybody had this thing for young Brad Pitt, and when he starred in that movie, he's always had like a wonderful career. Okay, Brad Pitt. What skills have you acquired along the way? Where do you have expertise? When you look at a lot of actors or a lot of entertainers, and okay, let's look at Queen Latifah. We're going to mention Queen Latifah today because now she is now doing directing. And look at Beyonce. When she first started singing, when she first started, now she's making these short little movies, and her directing and acting skills is sharp, you understand, and her talents and abilities are blossoming. So never underestimate small beginnings, and never think that when you failed at something that you'll be like, okay, like this will be the end all and the be all. Take a look at Ice-T, look at Ice Cube, look at Jay-Z, look at Ariana Huffington, look at Steve Jobs. There are so many people, and I have to mention the celebrities and the famous people because they're famous, okay? And you can look at your own leaders in your life. You can look at the people that are around you in your community. Look at the politicians, okay? You can look at entertainers, musicians, dancers. Look at a family member, okay? Look at your children when you first had them. When you first became a parent, you didn't even know how to change a diaper. You understand? So now as a mom, you've raised your children. Now you have grandchildren and grandchildren. Hi, Kumar. Hi, Jacqueline. Hi, Calvin. So don't say that. But if you have more than 2 kids, when you get your first baby, oh my gosh, you don't know anything. That's like your experimental kid. You got to get your mom and your aunts and the grandmas and everybody to help you to raise the one baby. By the time you're on your second baby, you can have one on the hip, changing the diaper and cooking dinner. You understand? And doing so many different things all at the same time. My mom had 6 children. Raised my brother, that's 7, right? So it was 7 kids, and mommy was always busy. The house was always clean, and she put our butts to work. She gave us something to do. So now when we look at life and look around you, life prepares you for whatever it is. And God takes all of these life experiences into account to prepare you for the next step, okay? Look at the inventory for the outside preparation. It is much easier to see how you've grown towards your calling when that preparation happens within your area of calling. If you are a stay-at-home mom re-entering the workforce, or re-entering the business world, or a businessman transitioning from the business world into ministry, figuring out how your prior experiences and benefits, how your life experiences have benefited you. There's this lady that I will be interviewing her. Her name is Charisse Dumas. Now, Charisse Dumas is a manager, and I'll be interviewing her on the 16th, but basically her job centered around the world, and now she ended up opening her own company. And because she saw the plight of illiteracy in all these different countries that her job has taken her to, God touched her heart, and now she opened up her own business, runs her own company, and she's finding a way for alternative education to teach children, because people learn, and children and adults learn at different rates and stages in life, and there's so many ways to teach people. But anyway, And now she has her own company, and it's all geared towards education to minority youth in the inner city. And she has a scholarship fund. She's doing a giveaway, and the name of the company is Cisco Company. You can find her on LinkedIn, and with the giveaway, she's giving away scholarships, and whatever the giveaway is, and she's giving away scholarship and educational scholarships for women in Uganda. Okay, so take a chance, take an inventory of what it is that you currently have, or that you are currently doing with your life experiences, and find out where your passion is. Now, each of these of the 8 life characteristics: work, money, living environment, personal growth, health and recreation, community, family, God. Look at your entire life, right? Your entire being, okay? And list all your major life skills, competencies, and characteristics, and the qualities that you have developed over the years in life, okay? What have you mastered? What are the skills that you've picked up by working outside of your area of calling? Now, what do you know that you didn't know before? Put down any significant life experiences, and I will spell it SKILLS, even if they seem unrelated to your destiny. Okay, I can honestly say that I'm a chaplain. Yeah, I'm a chaplain, and I would visit people in the hospital. This is like part of my church, and I would visit people in the hospital and listen to them and give them Holy Communion. And I still do that myself, but I'm like, okay, God, you didn't call me to the church, but as a Christian, I can still do these things. Now, generalize your competencies, okay? I remember my brother-in-law's mom, when she was dying, and I went to the nursing home, and I did Holy Communion with her, and Miss Cherry, she took the Holy Communion, and she lived like another 2 or 3 years or something like that, and then she passed away. But because I don't like to see people in pain, so I'm like really too empathetic to some things and too empathetic for some people, but whatever. Where I love working with children. I love to teach children. I love teaching. I've taught ESL. I don't put it on my resume, but I teach English as a second language to many people. And I think if I didn't gear off the path of my life, I probably would have been an instructor, a teacher, or something in the educational system. Who knows? So God is using every single one of your life experiences, not just my life experiences, your life experiences, Calvin, Kumar, Jacqueline, Thaddeus, you understand? Edritro, Timothy, Willie, whatever it is that you have been through, God's not going to waste any of it, okay? Generalize into competencies, okay? Now, translate your destiny into your role. Now that you're going to translate your generalization skills into your area of calling with a friend or a coworker or a spouse, in this area, you are going to apply your general competencies to your destiny role. Where would you be doing similar things? What is it that you like to do? I love to help people. I love to bring out the best in people. I can see where people, I'm like, wow, they really have a knack or a talent to do this or to do that. If they could just hone that talent, gift, and ability, you understand, spend a little bit more time in this area and develop that character or develop that talent and develop that gift. And I think that is something that can blossom, or that you can use that either as an area to bring in streams of revenue, okay, and you can build your own company, start your own business, okay, go into ministry, become a teacher, doctor, lawyer, engineer, whatever, okay. Then you have to do the internal preparation resume. Characteristic isn't something that you're born with, it is built through life experiences. Every circumstances that you face has the potential to prepare you for your destiny. In this experiences, you'll take inventory and the character building experiences that you've had and how they have shaped you. You're going to take a look at your childhood, okay? What character qualities were deeply instilled in you by your parents? Early lessons on things like truthfulness, hard work, sharing, and respecting can last a lifetime. Roles, reflect on different types of roles that you've played in life. Okay, what were the character lessons in these roles? Okay, I am a female, I'm a woman, I was a wife, I was a mother, I was a grandmother, I was a teacher, I'm a sister to my sisters, I'm a sister to my brothers, you understand, I'm a daughter to my mom, and these are all different characters. And I was a daughter to my father, you understand? These are all different roles that we play in life, okay? Now, I've worked in a bakery, and I can cook. I don't tell people that too often, but I'm a good chef. But do I like to be in the kitchen 7 days a week? Do I want to open up a restaurant? No. No, 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 no. I could, but that's not where my passion is. What failures have you experienced? What are the significant failures that you have in your life? How have these things that you've attempted to do or tried to do, how have they shaped you? Okay, I'm not just speaking of the discouragement or the disappointment. What was the life lesson that you have learned? Okay, successes. Where have you applied yourself to do something with excellence? What character qualities were built into you through the pursuit of that particular goal? And what are the patterns? Where do you see these patterns in the way of God? Is God preparing you? In what area has God that you have worked in, whether it is your vocation or occupation? And when I say vocation, your vocation is the type of work that you do. Okay, now, what has God prepared you to be? Has God prepared you repeatedly or held you to a higher standard? How does these patterns link to your destiny? When I was younger, I took care of my sister. I took care of like the babies and the kids, and I took care of my family up until a certain point. And then I ended up in the healthcare field as a caretaker, and I love serving. I love taking care of my patients, and I took care of my dad when he was dying and when he had cancer. And I'm just that nurturing type of person. I don't say it too often. But it is what it is. So whatever area in your life this is called the internal preparation resume. And then there's the negative preparation. Now, life purpose review. Jot down a quick statement of your life purpose as you best understand it. Okay? Then we're going to take inventory. What are the major difficulties, failures, or experiences of suffering that you've gone through in life? Jot them down. Make a sheet of paper, on the left hand side and then on the right hand side, and then you're going to make potential connections between these experiences and your destiny in the right, using these questions. One, audience, how did this experience draw me towards the need of those that I'm called to? How might it give me opportunities to reach or to serve them, whoever it is that you're serving? Task. What does this experience makes me passionate about doing things for others? What do I want to change or save others from because I went through it? Okay, message. What is the message? How did this shape my identity? What message for others is implemented in your own life story from going through whatever it is that you have experienced in life and impact? Okay, how will this experience make me more effective in my calling? Okay, and I think on that note, do your homework, get you a sheet of paper. I don't have, okay, just get a big, get a sheet of paper, put experience on one side, put connections on the other side, okay? And just using a Post-it, okay? Get a full sheet of paper, put experiences on one side, connection on one side, and whatever it is that you're good at, because everybody is good at something. Everybody is good at something, okay? And jot down what those experiences, and then jot down what the connection is. Use a full sheet of paper. Okay, use a big sheet of paper. Draw a line, connections on one side, experiences on the other side, and you are going to be making a life preparation resume for whatever it is that God is calling you to do. Because you may find some interesting things about yourself and some untapped talents, gifts, and abilities that you are unaware of. Okay, so on that note, have a wonderful afternoon, a wonderful evening, and the sun is shining. I'm gonna listen to some Bob Marley for a little bit and listen to some Motown, and I will have a very good evening. I don't know what I'm gonna make for dinner as yet, so I'll think on that. And if you guys cook anything really nice, take a photo, post it, and let's see what everybody came up with for dinner, okay? Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Be blessed. Love each and every single one of you. And remember that you are special. You have what it takes. And God has given you gift, talents, and abilities to make it in this world and in this life at this particular time, okay? Have a wonderful evening, everyone.